All righty, well, good evening, everybody. We're really excited to unveil what I think is going to be a really good move for the council. It will be a great way to share information with all of you, as well as a lot of our new parents and scouts that are just now getting involved in the program. I'm really thankful that all of you can make it here tonight. For those watching the recording of the video, I also appreciate you watching it as well, even though you are in the future. So let's get going. First things first, what is the GCC Hub? The Hub, as we're calling it, is the new exciting way that we're going to communicate as a council. As I'm sure you all know, one of the biggest complaints we hear on a day-to-day basis is, oh, I didn't know that thing was happening, or there's so much council news, how do I sort through it all? And so we spoke with a lot of other councils, a lot of volunteers about what we can do to kind of improve that situation, and kind of came here, which we're hoping will one day soon be a one-stop shop for all your GCC news. So instead of sorting through the website and Facebook and email, it's all going to be here in the Hub. And something I'm particularly excited about is that it will be based around custom feeds that will allow you to choose your content preferences. We'll talk about that a little bit, but basically you'll be able to get the news that you need for your role as a volunteer without having to sort through all the rest. So we'll just get right on into it. And if throughout the call, if you have any questions, I absolutely recommend that you put them in the comments, and then we will address them all at the end, and Kevin will help me sort through that. So let's get rolling. The first thing I want to say is why we chose the Hub. This because the service has had a lot of success in other councils. I think there's at least 12 or 13 around the country that have used it so far. There's a couple shown here as an example. And it's been really successful for them. I actually was speaking with the team at Inspire Hub, which helped us make this webpage. And they mentioned that Circle 10 actually has like 1 million click views a year at this point on their website, which for the non-tech savvy folk is a lot. And so since it's been so successful in other councils, we thought it'd be a really good choice for here in Grand Canyon Council. So if you want to register, you can do so right now by going to gcc-hub.org. You can either register now or do so after the video. And when you get to the site, gcc-hub.org, this is what it's going to look like, all right? Pretty similar to a standard web page, right? We have a slider up at the top, a little menu off to the side, but there's also 2 register buttons that we think are really important because this is how you are going to make the Hub custom for you. All right, so once you press register, it'll take you to a page where you will be able to give your email address, take you through all the steps, and then you'll have your account. Now, once you have your account, you could customize it however you want. Put in a photo or just leave it blank, change your name, put in your email and phone number, and then you can move on to channels, which are really the core of the system. And we have a lot of channels about a lot of different things. Here, you'll see a couple at the bottom. The news one is one that you'll be added to automatically after joining the Hub. But then there's other ones that you could choose, once again, based if you want that information. And we'd really recommend that you start off with the program and activities category. All right. Actually, we'll talk really quick about what channels again. Once again, this is one of the custom feeds that's based on a specific topic. And then we'll actually go back. This may be a little bit easier. So once again, channel based on the topic, and you can join it. All right. And we recommend that you start off with the program and activities ones. And these are kind of our big grab all channels, right? For our Cub Scout program, our Scouts BSA program, and then some of our older youth programs. So think venturing or sea scouting or some more high venture opportunities. The reason we want to start here is that for many of our volunteers, you are parents, and you probably have your scouts in one of the age groups here, right? And so if I was a Cub Scout parent, but I didn't have any scouts in Scouts BSA, I would definitely sign up for the Cub Scout channel because that's the news I need. After I do that, that content will show up back on my home screen, all right? Which is really what we like about those channels, is that after you join them, You never have to go back to them again. You can if you're just looking for that news, but now they're automatically added to your home screen because you signed up for them. Okay, so kind of moving past that. There's also a lot more specific channels for those that are interested in individual topics. One of the best examples is all of our council committees will have some sort of channel, from aquatics to advancement, everything in between. So if you have a special interest in something like that, you could join that as well. We'll have channels for our fundraising. So if you are a popcorn kernel or maybe are really involved in the Camp Cards fundraiser, you may join that. There's also going to be some channels for adult leader training and youth training opportunities. Now, these will change over time, we're sure. Like any website, the hub is going to be an evolving beast, but that's what it's at right now. And after you create your account, we recommend the first thing you do is to look at these channels, kind of get a hang for it. So after you've created your feed, what is next for you? There's 5 things I want to talk about that are kind of our pro tips so that you can kind of get a jump start making the hub work best for you. And the first one is interacting with posts. Like we said, you're going to be signing up for lots of channels, hopefully, and ones that you're interested in. They'll help you get the news you need. And after you do that, they're going to show up on your home screen. For example, today, actually right now, the Lost Dutchman District Fireside Chat's happening right now. So there's a news post about that. And I could click on it right now, get more information about it. I could go ahead and like the post if I want to do that. I can leave a comment asking a question. That's something I'm really excited about. So you can leave a comment for a member of the staff or some of our key volunteers to give you an answer. And I can also share it, whether it's via email or social media. I can share it with others. So to bring them back to the hub so they can also see that information. So that is, once again, that is interacting with the posts that will be in your home screen after you sign up for channels. Now, you will automatically be signed up for the news channel once you join the hub, but that's for very large, wide council news. If you want anything more specific, you need to sign up for channels. So, number 2, customizing your notifications. We all have different preferences about what we want and how often we want the news to pop up on our phones or on our emails. And that's a really cool part about Hub, that you can customize it to your own preferences. So if you go back to your profile and this time click on notifications at the very top, you could decide whether it's on your phone or your desktop or your email, how often or how you want to get notifications about the news we put in the hub. And what I'm especially interested in is the newsletter, because you can decide how often you get a curated feed, kind of like a recap of the news for the week. And that can either be daily, weekly, or never. Preferably, we'd like you to do daily or weekly, but you could choose to never get our emails if you wished. And then you could go through and scroll all this, once again, to all the other different settings, but I do think the weekly newsletter is one of the first things you should all check out. It's automatically set to weekly, so I think most of you will probably prefer, but you never know, you can play with it, see what you like. And next up is adding the hub to your home screen. And this is going to be on your phone. One thing we really like about the hub is that it has some great mobile accessibility. So if you have an iPhone, we'll start through, and you pull up the hub on Safari or Google Chrome, whatever app you use, you can press the little box with the arrow at the bottom and press add to home screen. From there, it'll show you a field for you to name it, and it will pop up right there. So you can click it whenever you want. And as soon as you open your phone, get your Grand Canyon Council news. Now it's a little bit easier if you have an Android. There's actually a button in the app that says that you can install it. And after that, it will ask you permission to do so, and then also put it on your home screen. This would be really cool. This also allows on Android devices to send out notifications, which is how some of you may prefer to get your news. Once again, all of that is editable on your profile after you register for an account. Okay. I also want to remind you, especially in this section of the presentation, we are recording this to make it very public. So if you need to go back and figure out how to do this, you will have that opportunity in the future. So number 4, finding information. One thing that we've kind of alluded to, haven't gotten into yet, is that the hub is going to eventually be a replacement for the website in its current form, right? So right now we've been putting a lot of time into moving content over for the information that you all look for on a daily basis. For example, there's already pages on there about advancement and merit badges and the Eagle process that you go and find right now. Now, a lot of these are linked to the channels. For example, the advancement channel has links to the advancement resources. We figured that'd be one of the easier ways to do it. There's an example right now. But you could also go and search for things as well. There's a really good search functionality. There we go. That you see in the up right corner over here, there's a red circle. You can search for anything. It'll pop up all the different pages we have. So navigation is one thing that we're really still working hard on to make better and better and better. But if you're ever in doubt and need to find something, you could go to the search function, which you can find on the main page. We also included on the main slider a link to some district pages, which has some contact information so that you could find that as soon as possible in the early days of the hub. Cool. And finally, number 5, one that I'm really interested in is giving feedback. The hub is going to be a constantly adjusting thing. So if you have a hard time finding something or have an idea, we built it into the system. On the left side, there's a contact form. Now, funnily enough, there is currently an issue with the contact form. I sent an email a couple of minutes ago to the hub team to fix the making sure you're not a robot machine, but they'll probably fix it for too long. In the meantime, you can always shoot me an email if you have any feedback. But the left button inside contact is the quickest way to let us know what you like, what you don't like about the hub, so we can continue to make improvements. What I think we have now is a really great start, but we want to make this serve you. And the only way we know how to do that is if you let us know how, by letting us know what you think. So what is next? In a minute, we'll have plenty of time for questions. I think that's going to be a big bulk of this. We're not trying to keep you too long on this St. Patrick's Day, but there's a couple final updates I want to share with you. And the first one is, as you sign up, we're going to have more and more content. We had a fantastic meeting with our entire professional staff yesterday, talking about how they can start to make posts on here. We started to meet with some upper level volunteers, get them involved as well. We'll continue to disseminate that through the districts. And so if you want to find news on here, this is the place to go. Second thing is, like I mentioned, we're making lots of improvements to navigation. If you have any ideas about that, please let us know in the contact page. That can even be as simple as, hey, I'm having a really hard time finding this page that I know is on the council website. Let us know what that is, and we'll be able to make some steps, make it better. Third part is that we're going to start offering more and more opportunities to use the hub in addition to just getting information. One example is that I know many of you are involved in the camp card sale, which I'm very excited about. And after storefronts this weekend, we're sure some units will have 2 main cards, some will have 2 little cards. And so we're actually thinking of using the hub to help organize like card switching, kind of like the popcorn switching in the fall. So there'll be more and more opportunities to use it. Definitely keep an eye out for that. And the last part is, as we get more and more view on the hub, we will start changing our current social media and like website platforms to kind of give them a different feel. Since once we make the hub a one-stop shop for our information, we'll no longer need to go to the website or Facebook or Instagram or whatever to find out our news. And so we can make them more as a marketing function, so we can use them to grow our organization, which I think we're all really passionate about. But we're not going to do that yet, because we understand that it'd be very frustrating if there's a period of time where it was hard to find something because, you know, the hub wasn't right where we wanted it to be yet. So for now, the website and social media will continue as it is, and then we'll start transitioning it over to the hub as we get more view on it. So on that note, I know there's a lot of information. I know some questions have already started popping up in the chat. I'd be happy to go back and go over something in more detail, or maybe answer something that wasn't brought up. So Kevin, if you can let me know what the people are asking, I'd love to help answer.
Hi, everyone. So we did get some questions about, will the hub replace things for fireside chats and roundtables, as far as will we go to the hub to attend those? And simply, we will not be doing that. This is going to replace all of our current external communication tools so that we can focus on marketing to new folks, just like Brendan just said.
Yes, I think if I could kind of also pipe in there, I think if you mentioned the fireside chat, for example, I think we will put the Zoom links in here if that makes sense, right? So I will not say that the hub is a replacement for Zoom, but this will be a place that we put that information so you can find it easier. So when you see like a fireside chat post, it'll include links to Zoom. Or I know for Black Bug registration, there's some really good accessibility to that as well. So when you see an event that's, we see a post in here that's promoting an event like summer camp or a camporee, then it'll link to Black Bug to make that a little bit easier. But this is replacing, once again, as Kevin said, more of our marketing materials. Once again, if you have any questions, put them in chat. We'll wait definitely a minute or two for ending the call. I will say again, we're really excited to get this going. I definitely think it's something that once you get logged in and start using it, it gets a little bit simpler over time. And for now, as I also keep mentioning, the website is going to stay the way it is for at least a little while. So if you need to find any forms or anything, they're still going to be there. We're not going to start ripping stuff off the internet quite yet.
All right, so we do have a question. So it does say, can you link the YouTube videos?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we could embed YouTube videos into posts so you can watch them in the hub as well.
There's a question here. There's a question here about, can a unit have their own channel, or are channels public?
So I think that's a very strong maybe one day. So, you know, step one, we want to make sure we get the current system working well, getting the council and district groups integrated. They've been successful though, and there's enough interest that maybe we can work in getting units involved. So not yet, but if you are interested, keep telling us.
Linda asks, is this only available to BSA members?
No, so you can go ahead and sign up right now. We're not going to check that you are a member of the BSA. We do have moderators for internet safety and that sort of thing, but this is available to everybody. Now, on that note, maybe if someone's new to scouting, we want to push them towards more joint scouting resources than the hub, because maybe a little bit intimidating for someone who hasn't yet joined the organization. But I also think, speaking with some of the other councils that are involved in this, while we're talking about new members, they mentioned that a lot of our new younger parents really respond well to this. So long answer to say, no, it's not only available to BSA members. If parents and families who want to get Grand Canyon Council news, they can also sign up. And Jess, I see your note about people moving off of email, which actually one of the reasons we're doing this. So if it's successful, hopefully we can help support your unit with it. All right, cool. Well, if it, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me bounce back. Will it store previous messages recordings? So it will not delete posts or anything like that, if that makes sense. Or Andy, okay. Oh, so you mean previous like posts in the past, like Andy's videos. So the answer to that one is no, but we are transferring a lot of the web pages, a lot of the static content from the website, so like forums and resources and that sort of thing. Regarding previous videos made in YouTube and that sort of thing, it will not show ones that have been made in the past, but we're also not going to take those off the internet. So if that makes sense. Will this replace some or all the emails that I receive? Yeah, it'll definitely replace some, at least from the counselor district side. I cannot stop the emails from your scoutmaster or your committee chairs, right? So they'll probably still continue to email you as much or as little as they do. But the hope is, especially over time, as more people get involved, you will be pushing much more stuff to the hub so that it stops bugging you all over the place.
I have a question that's not on the public chat. If a new family is looking to join Scouts, will they have to register on the hub? Will there be a public facing website?
Yes. So the Grand Canyon BSA.org, our current website, as the hub gets more successful and we start making things link to the hub from that site instead of being hosted on that site, we're going to make it more public facing, and we're going to do the same thing with social media. And so our current social media and current website will be designed to recruit new parents, which I think will be really successful. Something I'm especially excited about, but we don't want to jump the gun with that yet. We want to make sure the hub is fully running before we start making significant changes to the other systems.
The other thing too is with our social media currently, we are posting so much about trainings and merit badges that we are not sharing the great positive scouting stories that our communities need to hear. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to free up bandwidth so that, you know, the marketing can get done and it has the availability, but the you know, we'll still have internal channels for everybody here that can follow and get the latest updates.
And then your you know, your current Facebook page and that type of thing be a little more fun. Be photos of scouts having a good time during the weekend, a little more entertaining content, which would be cool
and share worthy.
So I see a couple more questions popping up in chat. First one is Geronimo channels or Raymond channels? Yes. So that's one thing that we're holding off. We're holding off currently, but we'll probably announce soon. And we'll probably do that through the Geronimo participants first. And the reason for that is that we have actually about a third of the campers that go to Camp Geronimo every year are from out of council. So right now we're kind of waiting on that just because we need to make sure that we're getting information to those that come from Las Vegas or New Mexico or California. But Geronimo Raymond is in the future of the hub for sure. Linda asked, will Brian on scouting or merit badge worksheets be here? I think we'll be sharing resources that we think are useful to you all. We won't be reposting everything that National puts out on all their blogs, but if something's especially significant to the folks here in Grand Canyon Council, we definitely will. Are the way to link to channels, such as using @ or hashtags at the beginning of keywords? There is some functionality with tags that we're working at right now, but the big thing that I would say is that when people make posts, they'll be cross-posted, in most cases, different channels, right? I think the best example is, say there is a swimming merit badge workday at the Herd Scout Club, right? That will be put in the Scouts BSA channel as well as the Aquatics channel. Same post, two different places. So functionally, it will do the same thing, but it won't quite look the same way you may be used to in, like say, Twitter or Instagram or something like that. Chuck said that he comes from a council that also had the hub, and said that he really liked it. So that's great to hear, Chuck. I'm happy that you know what's going on. Linda, is this for GCC only or national? It is for GCC only, but it is growing pretty quickly between councils. We actually, from our end, on the professional side, we just recently created a Microsoft team which is like kind of our internal communication with other councils that use the hub, so we can share like best practices and tips for each other. So it's not national yet, but you never know. It's gaining a lot of traction, so maybe one day. For now, we're leading the way here in the council.
These are all great questions and great feedback, Chuck. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm going to frame Chuck's comment somewhere. Cool. Unless anything just pops in, I want to thank you all for coming. Definitely don't want to make this call too long. Half an hour is pretty good with me this Thursday evening. But if you have any questions, first use the contact form on the hub as soon as we get it fixed, or shoot me an email at brendan.switz@scouting.org. I'll be happy to help you through that. The big thing we need from you now is to go to your families, go to your units, talk to your friends, tell them that this is really cool and they should get signed up. And that's word of mouth, as you know, is the best marketing, even a little bit better than the hub. And so if you help us promote the hub that way, we'd really appreciate it. So thank you all for coming. Have a fantastic evening. This recording will be, first of all, posted on the hub. So look for it there. But we'll also put it elsewhere for those that aren't as in the know as you guys haven't got to the hub yet. So thank you all again. Have a fantastic night and talk to you soon.